Okay. Right. So this is about the Balsamic tool. Let me first of all give you an introduction about what exactly Balsamic is all about and why is this being used. So this is one of the tool because this I don't say this is only the tool because when we are working on any of the projects, irrespective of the kind of role we belongs to, because this is not something I'm specified for a BA alone. So irrespective of the kind of role we play, right? So either you may be a project manager, or you may be an user interface designer, or UI UX designer, or you may be a BA. So visualization is important, right? So how are you visualizing uh, an application, right? So how you are visualizing the screens, this is important. But do remember, whatever visualization in context to UML we have discussed, that is different because UML is whatever the process we have, for that process to explain, UML is being used. Because if you remember, as far as cloud-based POI system is concerned, we discussed about how cloud-based application works externally, right? So because how cloud-based POI system functions externally. At the same time, sequences. We have discussed even about the multiple sequences in the same this thing, right? So what are the different sequences do we have? That part we have covered. That part it comes under UML. But when it comes to the Balsamic is one kind of tool which is wireframes and mockups. For example, earlier days, if you remember, even now also we do when we have a small group of people. For example, you are creating some login page, or else you are creating some shopping page, right? For example, some online shopping page you are creating. So your team, first of all, your team, like I'm talking about UI team or UX team, wants to show you how the page looks like, for example, right? For your internal related purposes, I'm saying, okay, may not be for customer directly, but maybe, for example, you are a BA, you have given an assignment for one of your people to create some user interface for an online shopping portal, how it looks like externally, right? So what are the combinations, color combinations, etc. So that you want to have, you want to know, right? So how it is. Now, to prepare that, to prepare that user interface front end and all, they may require multiple tools. Like they may create HTML pages or THTML, or it can be a Dreamweaver pages, or it can be using some other tools and all that. They create some web pages, all that. But when it comes to the reality, as far as the application is concerned, those are all the final preparations what normally we do. But what happened when it comes to the process of understanding about some user interfaces and all, people wants to know how the page looks like, right? So what will be the color combinations, right? So where the drop down box we are putting in, you want to know about all these things. This is essentially needed. This is essentially required. In this regard, it's always important for us to create some wireframes and mockups which are needed highly so that people will understand this much better.